and instruction has a place. And yet I am, I suppose, reflective, if not concerned, about instruction being taken as transactional and being like, I teach, you learn, as opposed to what is the gardener tends, the designer creates an experience. So I'm really interested in exploring this more with you because you're so, and the other aspect, of course, which is education as social change itself, or as a social movement, and the liberating nature that, our colleague Michael Fullan always talks about, systems that liberate as opposed to command and control. So take us on a bit of a journey around the work that you've been discovering, directly, and also some of the big themes you think that matter most for this juncture that we find ourselves in here as you join from Toronto. That's just gone into the third lockdown, which is, of course, another aspect of this as well. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. So let me start with the first thing you mentioned, and then we're building up from there. With regards to instruction, I don't like the term because instruction is about telling others what to do, right? That's an instruction. Yeah. It's you tell someone else what to do, and success is when they do as they're told, which, by the way, is what we know how to do well with schools. It's about supporting kids so that they learn to be taught. They learn to do as they're told. And that's the fundamental and most profound lesson we all learn in school. And that's an important lesson, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have young children. I know how important it is that they listen to what I'm saying. And at least most of the time, eat their dinner, brush their teeth, all those kind of things. So that's important. Yeah. The problem is that it's the most dominant part of the experience of our children in schools. And the problem is that when that's what our kids are systematically exposed to, what we are doing is to hamper another important thing that we need to cultivate in schools, which is their capacity and their curiosity to learn on their own. Those are two very different things. Learning to be taught and learning to learn are very different things. And when you put too much effort into getting them to do as they're told, what you are doing is cutting their wings and constraining their capacity, their natural ability to learn on their own and their joy for learning. And that's when it's problematic. The way that Alison Goffling talks about it is beautiful. And I think it comes back to the question of instruction and why I don't like the term. You cannot make children learn. We can only let them learn.
Nice.
There's a very fundamental difference there. And most of our efforts in most of our schools are on trying to make them learn. Try to shape them to decide when they have to do what kind of things they're supposed to know at what point in, what day in the year, all those kind of things. And it's ridiculous. And it's ridiculous if what we're thinking about is to cultivate our human minds and hearts in the way that will be helpful for our humanity to thrive. If what we want to do is to create a controllable and predictable and docile society, then that's what we should continue to do.